Some people love polygyny so much that they're watching this video to join and get down with the home team, baby. Woo, woo! All right. The first question that we have is from Ty of the Hebrew War Machine. And she wanted to know, did any of you have children before entering into your polygyny relationship? And how hard was it to get the children to adjust?
I'll take that question, Ty. That's a very good question. I came in this relationship with 4 children. And I'd say that was one of the biggest hurdles that I had to overcome. And most people may think that it's jealousy, but no, because me and Rofina, we definitely clicked way before, you know, I came into this relationship, so it wasn't even that. But it was difficult because the children don't understand the concept of polygamy. But it was easy also because most of our children share birthdays, they share age, and, you know, kids tend to, you know, click with children their same age. So it wasn't that hard, but it was a little bit more difficult than I thought. So that's just it. I mean, we still go through our little ups and downs here and there, but it's nothing that we can't overcome.
We shall overcome. All right. Yes, y'all have good questions, ladies and gentlemen. I have another question from my brother Yehuzadek, El Ben Yehuda. His question is, does the first woman need to be in agreement with taking a second wife?
I guess I'll take that one.
Who said you was the first
one? Well, you know. I'm the senior wife, so I was with him for the longest.
How many years were you with me?
We've been together 18 years.
Dang!
That's a long time.
I don't think, if you want to say biblically, that it's necessary that the first wife agrees to it. But I do say, if you want a happy home and you want peace, you definitely want to make sure that your wife is in agreement. It's best to actually let her be part of the process. That way it can be harmonious and everybody gets the best of the polygyny. Excuse me.
All right, no, that's an interesting answer. So what would you say to the men that have a wife and their wife is just so against polygyny, but they really, really want polygyny?
I would tell him that maybe she needs to speak with someone who is in a polygyny relationship, and maybe she can understand that it's the values of it and the importance and even the blessing that it can be. And once maybe if she's around it and she sees the blessing that it can be, maybe she can open up to it.
Well, I want to play devil advocate.
Okay.
Suppose you come into you have your wife and you've been married for some years and you've never brought the concept of polygyny to your wife, but then you see other couples, other polygynous positive couples that, you know, that are going right, and you just want to come up and say, well, you know what, the Bible said I can do this, the Bible said I can do that, and you want to just up and say I want to bring a wife in and you better conform. How does that work? Because you've never introduced her or even asked her if she's interested or if she's interested in polygyny. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How do you work around that? Do you just say, you know what, I'm going to do it anyway because I can, or do you respect your wife's wishes?
Are you asking me?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay.
That's something that a lot of men should consider, because you can't just come up and say, well, you know what, it's in the book, we could do this. And then what if your wife of 15, 20 years don't want it?
Would you sacrifice losing her in order to gain another one, which you'll be back at one?
No, that's what I'm saying. That man has to really consider that.
Well, you know, a lot of this discussion is going to come up this Sunday. This Sunday at 1386 Ralph David Abernathy, Atlanta, Georgia, inside the West End at Shomer HaTorah. We actually have a beautiful polygyny discussion with Rob Love of Guerrilla Republic, myself, the beautiful and handsome Nasi Yashuvel. We also got the famous author
Patricia Dixon.
Patricia Dixon, and the name of the book is
What We Want for Us. Sisters, we want for ourselves. What we want for ourselves, we want for our sisters.
Yeah, came. Let me get that book right here. Okay. Get a shout out right there. There we go. My sister, she wrote that book. I can't wait to meet her.
We want for our sisters what we want for ourselves.
It's an awesome book. It's packed with information. She actually did a research and she was involved and went into different communities and took notes.
I have a question that came in.
All right. Did you read it before? All right, come on.
Okay. This question is from area code 602-703, yada, yada, yada. Being without a congregation or fellowship, how do you find a suitable woman or ways to find a helpmeet for the family? Good question.
Good question. Ask that question again.
Yes.
Being without a congregation or fellowship, how do you find a suitable woman or ways to find a helpmeet for the family? You put out an ad.
That's a good question. I think one way is not so much put an ad out, but getting to know people. We're in a time where social media is prevalent. You have to find like minds. So with you finding like minds and like people, you will find people who are under the same understanding. And it's really important to take your time and get to know a person. I know that a lot of people do power talk, or they're on YouTube, or they're on Facebook, or whatever social media they have, and fellowshipping with their people. That's one outlet in getting to know.
Yeah, but social media is dangerous. People aren't who they say they are. So, I mean, the thing about it, I would ask, why aren't you part of a congregation? Because the book says, gather yourself, O nation undesired. And maybe there's not people in your area. But I think we should start thinking about actually moving or migrating to places where there are people that want to build communities, you know? Like such as Shomer HaTorah, you know, and build a nation and the community. Yeah, that's important. Definitely. I mean, we'll keep you posted, brother or sister. You know, if we can help, just let us know. All right. I have another question. All right. And this question is from Yahuzadek, right? And he made this statement. He said, is there a financial qualification to having multiple wives today? For instance, in Torah, the men had to have enough to take care of all the women without diminishing the goods of the first. Today, women can work too and bring money in. Y'all want to answer that?
I would say it is a necessity for some type of income to be in a home. Also, you don't want to leave the power into the woman's hands. You don't want to leave all the power into the woman's hands. If you have a man in a polygynous relationship, I think if he's not working, he's not bringing any bread, he's not doing anything productive in the house, he's not going to be the man in that house. If the woman is solely bringing in all the money, taking care of the house, paying all the bills, she's going to have to say so. She's going to let him know, well, listen, this is going to be me. And it's right. It's rightly so. Mm-hmm. Because he's not doing anything. But if she's the only one bringing in money, you're not going to bring another woman to me talking about this your sister wife and you're not helping out. No way. The man should you know, step up and be a man.
Hello, yeah.
I was just gonna say, even if you read Proverbs 31, the woman did have she did work. So it's not that just that in biblical times that the men solely did things. Women did things to help out their household, whether it was work in the field, make goods, acquire land. They did do that. I think that it's a collaboration. It was a collaboration then, and it will be a collaboration now.
Okay, and I completely agree. Like we get the misunderstanding that women didn't work back in the days, but if you read Proverbs 31, yeah, she completely worked and brought in income. Yeah, no, so I stepped away for a second. No, don't get the domestic. All right, we have a caller.
Put it on speaker.
Yes. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Shalom.
Hello.
Shalom.
Hi, Queen.
Who?
Hey, Queen.
That's Higgy.
That's Higdalia.
Shalom, Higdalia.
Shalom, Iggy.
And actually, it's Ty as well. We just wanted to call Richard.
All right, and it's Ty.
Hello.
Shalom, Ty.
Shalom.
Ty, we read one of your questions. You got another question?
Yes.
All right, what's your other
Wait,
question? Speak up.
Okay, when you guys were presented with the whole idea to be in a polygynous relationship, did the feeling come natural or did it take a while to think over?
All right, good question. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put it closer to the camera so we can hear that. And it's you asked it beautifully. I'd like to hear that again. Hold on 1 second. I'm getting a little tangled up here. Technical difficulties.
What is going on?
All right. Now, Ty, ask that question again and loud, please.
Okay. I said when you were presented with the idea to be in a polygynous relationship, did it come natural or did it take some consideration?
I want you to ask that question.
I'll answer that question. For me, actually, well, both of us were raised in a polygynous relation. Our parents were in polygynous relationships, so we were familiar with it. But for me, originally, I didn't want it for myself. So it did take getting used to and adjusting myself. But once I learned the person who was coming into the relationship, it made it a whole lot easier to adjust to the situation.
Okay. A couple of broken ribs, you know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
All right, that's all right. Tara, you want to answer?
I agree with what Rafael says. You gotta have like minds. You can't have somebody that's coming in and think they're just gonna take over the world like Pinky and the Brain. It's just not gonna work. You have to work together. Other than that, it's just not gonna work.
Okay. And if I could share something, initially I was slower than a lot of males, but I ended up, when I moved to Georgia, I kind of hit a downward spiral in my younger years, and I was kind of like a dog in the beginning, you know. And I would try to bring people into a relationship, and not even trying to check their credentials or see if they're qualified. I was just so excited about having polygyny that a lot of times it didn't necessarily work out. So this was actually a match made in heaven by the Creator, because He put together two people that love and care for each other. And then I had to change my ways and become to seek the Lord and do more spiritual transformations in my life. You're looking like you want me to pause this camera, bro? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And
I was thinking.
I know, I look like you was just looking at me all sexy and stuff. Like, I can't do that in front of the camera. All right. Hey, Dahlia, you had a question?
I have a question.
All right, you need to speak up, hey, Dahlia.
Okay, because a lot of the times, like especially when the first video came out, there was one sister in particular that was saying a lot of nasty things, like, oh, it's lustful,